Alright guys, Fulu coming to you with another video, some Guerilla boxing. My bad, I'm over at the airport right now, but something kind of like this is on. This is really what it was, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. This is proof of the matter. So, Oscar De La Hoya came out and he said he had some choice words for Eddie Hearn. At the end of the day, we already know that boxing promoters don't get along. That's why, Al Heyman is practically a genius level dude because he's not a promoter, he's an advisor. And he plays the background and lets his money. The opposite can be said about Eddie Hearn. The opposite can be said about Bob Arum. The opposite can be said about Oscar De La Hoya. Now, basically, Oscar De La Hoya alluded to the fact that Eddie Hearn got Canelo beat, and the thing is about, okay, you say that Eddie Hearn got Canelo beat, but this was your number one pound for pound. This was your face of boxing. And, styles shouldn't have been an issue for Canelo. That's the thing. If you're number one pound for pound, styles don't mean anything. That means you have adaptability. That means that you are able to figure it out. That means you are able to fight through adversity to win. Number one pound for pound did it before. One of them being Floyd Mayweather. I guess you can say that, Earl Spence, he fought a boxer in Kelly Brook. He found a way to, get out of that situation, the situation he was in. So when people say these absurd things, it kind of makes me think that, what kind of drugs do Canelo former promoters use, and what kind of drugs do Canelo's fans use? Because again, I say this. Okay. Mostly all of the Canelo fights play out the same way. I will say it until I'm blue at the face. He's getting outboxed. He's getting let's say, he's getting outlanded, right? But he knows because of the power differential and I guess the physical differential things that he's eventually gonna catch the guy. He knows that. Thing is, Bill didn't let him. So when that was gone, he had nothing else. I mean, that literally was his trump card, was trying to catch him with something big and, maybe, getting into a point where, Bill's arms are going to be down. And therefore, because his arms are down, he figures, okay, now I can catch him with something big. That never happened. Because the reason it didn't happen is every time he tried, Bill would come back with, he would hit him with, I want to say he would hit him with, mad combinations, and he couldn't just to. I mean, it got to one point in the fight where, he was getting checked hooked by Billy, so he just decided maybe I should try to suplex him instead. You know what I mean? And I will keep on doing the same thing. You know, when it comes to like Canelo fascists, I'm gonna just use that word now. When it comes to Canelo fascists, when it comes to his promoter, his former promoter, who had a bad, had many bad experiences that are being covered up. You know what I mean? Well, let's not get into that. When it comes to his current promoter, who is now upset at Dimitri Bivol for messing up his money and does not want to promote him anymore, I'm gonna keep on doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Honestly, there's no way to convince me otherwise of what Canelo really was, which was a one-dimensional come-forward fighter who couldn't fight on a back foot, with lack of footwork, and even Bivol said his defense is good, meaning, but he only referred to his defense of his upper body. He didn't refer to his footwork or lateral view. So, in the word of words, what I'm getting at is the fact that Oscar De La Hoya basically said that, I spoon-fed Canelo opponents. I was spoon-feeding him guys. He basically said that, I got him, he crossed the border at 18. I got him, and we were building him up to be a monster. Usually monsters eat everything that's in their way. They don't have questionable decisions like they would have made beating Austin Trout look easy, which he didn't do. They would have made beating Miguel Cotto look easy, which he didn't do. They would have made beating Erislandy Lara look easy, which, at the end of the day, Lara won that fight. And they would have also made beating Floyd Mayweather look easy. But we know what happened in that fight. I'm not a Triple G fan by any means, but I thought he won the first fight. 7-5. The second fight,
stack that bitch up, right?
tie maybe, a draw. But if you want to give it to Canelo for making happen a little bit of aggression, you can give it to him for having a little bit more aggression, if you want to. You know what I mean? So with that being said, all I have to say is that, what I have to say is that at the end of the day, it is what it is. Okay. When your former promoter admits that he, in coded language, that he was spoon-feeding you opponents, what does that say about your skill set? And what does that say about his belief in you? You know what I mean? It is what it is. And I'm just going to say this right now. If any black fighters are on Golden Boy, I recommend you do the Rashidi Ellis route and get on the next thing smoking and leave. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's not catered for you to succeed. And there is a pattern of that happening. You know what I mean? Just because Bernard Hopkins works for them does not mean that they're going to have your best interests at hand and the best interests interest in your career at hand, right? But anyhow, let this jet pass by real quick. But anyhow, that's all I gotta say about it. You know, I already knew that was the case. You know, I already uh, came to that conclusion a long time ago. You know what I mean? And the same will happen with Virgil Ortiz. And the same will happen with Jaime Munguia as well. Oscar De La Hoya knows those guys can't beat the other guys. You know, Oscar De La Hoya knows that Virgil Ortiz, he can't beat Jaron Ennis. Oscar De La Hoya also knows that, you know, that Jaime Munguia can't beat the likes of Demetrius Andrade and, you know, other guys in that division. You know, he knows this. He knows that he's limited. I mean, as a matter of fact, as crazy as this sounds, I don't even think Jaime Munguia can beat Erislandy Lara. You know, I think that Lara would, Lara would just get back to doing what Lara does. He would use footwork and all the like thereof. Even you know, that even if we're dealing with a Lara who's kind of like taking it easy on himself. But with that being said, that's all I got for now, guys. Fula signing out. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments. Jada.